2024. At Seek, annual notice having been forwarded to the New Jersey Herald and the New Jersey Sunday Herald and posted on the bulletin board maintained in the municipal building for public announcement. Will you please rise and join me in a salute to the flag?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Here.
Mr. Shirilla.
Here.
Mr. Delarina. Ms. Crock.
Here.
Mr. Kusevich.
Here.
Mr. Rossi. Mr. Taylor.
Here.
Mr. Wagner. Mr. Mazaluski.
Here.
Councilman Smith.
Here.
Mr. Spitaletto.
Here.
Mayor Galati. Chairman Ray.
We have a form, minutes. A motion is in order to approve the minutes of the September 3rd, 2024 meeting. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Shirilla.
Yes.
Ms. Crock.
Yes.
Mr. Kusevich.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Spitaletto.
Yes.
Chairman Ray.
Yes, good job. Okay, resolution. We have three resolutions tonight. The first resolution is Philip Moskowitz, 134 Brendona Ave. The hearing date was September 3rd, 2024. A motion is in order to approve the resolution.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Abstain.
Mr. Shirilla.
Yes.
Ms. Crock. Mr. Kusevich.
Yes.
Married him too. Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Mr. Mazaluski.
That's the Moskowitz.
Yes.
Abstain, I wasn't,
Okay.
up there.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Spitaletto.
Yes.
Chairman Ray.
Yes. Okay, second resolution is Guillermo Rojas, 40 West River 6 Road. The hearing date was August 20th, 2024. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Abstain.
Mr. Shirilla.
Yes.
Ms. Crock.
Yes.
Mr. Kusevich.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Mr. Mazaluski.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Abstain.
Mr. Spitaletto.
Abstain.
Chairman Ray.
Yes. Okay, third resolution is Greg and Anise Harrison, 25 Papoose Trail. The hearing date was August 20th, 2024. Do I have a motion to approve that
I'll
resolution?
make a motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Shirilla.
Yes.
Ms. Crock.
Yes.
Mr. Kusevich.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Mr. Mazaluski.
Yes.
Chairman, Councilman Smith.
Abstain.
Mr. Spitaletto.
Abstain.
Chairman Ray.
Yes. Okay, next item on the agenda is escrow refunds. We have none. Next item is bills. Mark McDonald and Dolan in the Jersey Herald. Do I have a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Shirilla.
Yes.
Ms. Crock.
Yes.
Mr. Kusevich.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Mr. Mazaluski.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Spitaletto.
Yes.
Chairman Ray.
Yes. Okay, correspondence. We don't have any correspondence? No? Okay, zoning officer report. Bill, you want to discuss that now?
Yes, if I may.
Go ahead.
I had one situation actually pop up this morning. It's 98 Randolph Avenue. I dropped off every copy of the approved site plan to everybody. It was approved for an expansion. This is the one they were going to actually build a bridge from the parking area out to the house because of the steep topography. And it's turned out they need to they need to actually remove, the structure. It's a lot worse than they thought. I believe, I've got Mr. Bengus and the builder here. If you wanted to just explain what it is, explain exactly what it is you need to remove. I'm assuming the foundation's going to remain.
Yeah, the floor, just the walls, the first floor.
Just the frame.
I have some pictures if you'd like to see them.
Okay, just to explain to the board, and what I was hoping is the board might consider this partial destruction, and so it's, and the fact that it's already been to the board and gotten all the variances, then just basically gives me kind of the impression that you feel it's partial destruction, and at that point, then I'd say absolutely it'd be fine on my level.
So the foundation is staying, correct? And nothing, it's not enlarging, getting any bigger, nothing is staying the same, so you're just removing the walls?
You're staying in the same footprint?
Yeah,
The floor system sign,
okay.
The back wall's staying, but the side walls need to be rebuilt.
The board recognized the nonconformities when we heard the application, so in our resolutions, we try to be pretty careful and we recognize and call out all those nonconformities. In a situation where you had two houses on a lot, it probably would be a little more problematic, you know, but here we recognize the nonconform, we don't have the house, you know, 6 inches from the sideline. It's tight, but it's not one of those things. I don't see a problem. for
I don't see a
making it
problem
come
either.
back.
I think you're getting a better job by doing that, you know, so I personally don't have a problem. Does anybody from?
No.
All right, carry on, Bill.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
You're welcome, sir.
Appreciate it. That's all for me.
Discussion, any discussion? No discussion? Old business, we don't have any old business, new business? None? All right, continued applications, 226 Lakeside Ave LLC, block 70220, block 12, 226 Lakeside Ave.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Vern Heffley, on behalf of the applicant. And yeah, this is our continuing application. This is the third time we're here. Just like quick background, the board probably remembers, this is a duplex house that's located at 226 Lakeside. And the applicant is proposing to add a couple of feet to the second story of that, about 300 square feet total inside building area to raise the second floor, because the way it's configured right now, it's not really very functional. So we have a duplex house. It is a two-story house, but we're actually raising the roof on that to a height that's allowed, and making this structure that's a little bit tired and old, modernized, if you will. So we came in front of the board the first time around, and we had proposed for the two duplex units to have 3 bedrooms on each side. And then we discussed the issue of the septic system and whether the septic system could handle that. And I think Mr. Ray correctly said, why don't we figure that out first? So we didn't get very far at the first meeting. We went to the county, we looked at the county records, we went out to the site, and lo and behold, the septic system, although in good shape, not a problem, it's designed for what's there. So it's not designed for the additional bedrooms. So we went back and we redesigned the structure to take that extra bedroom out that we were proposing on each side. We turned it into open living space, basically, and revised architecturals that we submitted, you know, clearly show that we didn't just relabel the rooms in office, we actually put it into the house. So they're back to 2 bedrooms, which is what's existing there right now. And that's what the septic system is set up for. And at the last meeting, we had our engineers and our architect testify to the property and to the architectural and what we were proposing. And I think the final issue that came up, and I unfortunately couldn't make that meeting at the last minute, so I wasn't here, but I understand that the last issue that came up was this issue of the legitimacy of the prior non-conforming use. And so that's what I'm here to address with you folks tonight yet. And I can tell you, I went back through this, and I'll go through it, but we're gonna clearly be able to show that it's been used like this since sometime before 1948. So let me tell you what I did. And for that, I gotta look at my notes because we got some history here and some exhibits and some things. So our folks bought this piece of property July 27th, 2023. And this is their deed. I've marked this exhibit A1. So this is their deed from 2023 when they purchased it. And they purchased it from a gentleman, Hoffman, John Hoffman. And he conveyed it to them, and he took ownership of that property in 1969. So he actually owned it for 55 years before he conveyed it to my clients. But the conveyance took place less than a year ago, just about a year ago. So I was able to actually get his contact information through Mr. Coldello's office, who represented him on the sale to my client. And I was actually able to chat with this guy on the telephone and ask him, you know, you lived there for 55 years. What's the history of this house? So the house is, he tells me the house has been in his family, and his father and his uncle owned it and used it as a 2-family house, and that they owned it till sometime back in the 40s. And I said, okay, that's nice. And that was what he offered to me. So I took that and then I went back and did some deed research. And so I came up with the deed, which is A2, which is actually the 1969 deed, which conveyed it to Mr. Hoffman. And that 1969 deed, lo and behold, comes from four Hoffmans, his father, his uncle, and his mother and his, I guess, uncle's wife. So that deed, 1969, in fact, comes from exactly what he says, the two families. So now I'm back to 1969, but I'm not back far enough. But luckily for us, the 1969 deed has an encroachment agreement attached to it that was executed by these folks, the four that owned it. And the encroachment agreement, it's attached to Exhibit A1, is 1948. And so this property has been in the Hoffman family, the way he explained it to me, as a two-family since 1948. So I'm going to give you A2, which is the 1969 deed. That's it, Bill's looking at the encroachment agreement. That's really the key document that gets us to 1948.
What was the encroachment?
The encroachment was a side yard setback encroachment of the neighboring structure. And that's in that document. And what's interesting about the 48 document is, sure enough, it's executed by the same four Hoffmans. So these guys, in fact, I didn't do a title search further back than 48, but we don't have to, because I think, what's our ordinance, 58?
59.
59, okay. So, and then we went through the health records at the town here. And I also, to add to this, I was able to dig up a 1984 septic permit, which also shows this septic permit and application. And it also indicates this as a two-family house. And this is a 1984 document. I marked this A3. And then last but not least, the property tax record card, which is the current property tax record card, also indicates the property to be a two-family house. And that's A4.
Did you see if there was an older card nearby? Like an old, what is that? What's the date on that?
Yeah, so this is, I asked her to give me as far back as possible.
Year built, does it indicate year built?
Yeah, so the year built is typical in this town. When they don't know what year built it is, it says 35 years old, and that's what this one says. But we know it's not 35 years old because we have the deeds going back to 1948. So this is not correct that it's 35 years old, just based on the deed record. But so whenever this property tax record card, and this is, I assume this must be the most current one that she gave me. This indicates the two-family house here in the type of structure. So that's A4. So, but I think at the end of the day, the whole story from the guy checks out. The deeds do go all the way back. The ownership goes back, and it is two families that actually own this and use this, just like he said. And he used it the exact same way through 2023 when my clients bought it, and that's what they want to continue.
Well, I get what you're saying, but there's no documentation. That's basically hearsay. I mean, we don't know. There's nothing that says it was a two-family home, before. I mean, I don't know, Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, there's no concrete, there's nothing, there's no tax record card or something that was provided that.
Yeah, usually they'll have, Habakkuk's pretty good with the records, Jim. Maybe this is all that could be produced, but.
But it's clear from those deeds with the two families on it, four people on the deed, all in the same family. And he tells me it's his father and his uncle, and I go back to the deed records, and that's exactly what I find. So, I mean, and on top of it, the structure itself, the construction of the structure internally, we have the architect here, so I can bring him up if we have to, also indicates, old construction all the way back as a duplex two-family. So, and I think he testified to that last time around. Yes, okay. So that's all we got. And I think it shows, though, that, this thing has been used as a duplex since sometime before 1948.
Well, it does show that the same families owned it before 1948, but the use is just not, it doesn't specifically say that it was a two-family dwelling. So I don't know.
The only thing that says it's a two-family dwelling is your property tax record card and your 1984 septic
Yeah.
permit. So during that ownership, the septic was replaced. So I would say that the weight of the evidence is there, if you will. And the structure itself says that when you walk through it and look at it. That's how it was built.
Regarding the deed, I don't understand why the fact that there's 4 people's names, 2 different families on the deed would indicate that the house is a 2-family house.
Well, they used it as a family summer bungalow, and it makes sense, because if you're back in the 40s, right, and you have this duplex house, everybody was coming out here on the weekends, the families were coming out, and that's how they use that house. And that's what he tells me. And then when I went back to the records, that's what I found.
Right.
So that's the story.
But it doesn't necessarily mean it was an
No.
approved 2-family house at some point, just means they were using it as a 2-family.
Listen, it could have
house.
been, it could have been a one house and the two brothers said, hey, listen, why don't we put a wall down the middle? This will be my side, that'll be your side. I mean, it just. I get what you're saying. There's just nothing, you know how it works.
Yeah,
There's
but there's-
nothing concrete that says this was a 2-family structure before 1959. That's
But-
my,
But it was built that way, and the ownership dictates that too. I mean, I can't drag the old man from Florida up here to testify to it. But what he says checks out. And he owned it for 55 years, and his family owned it before that. So it's like, it's a long Hoffman ownership of this piece of property. So I would say that it checks out and makes sense in terms of the record.
Bill, what is your?
It probably does make sense. It's a shame we can't, but I think if the architect says, look, I looked at it structurally and it looks to me that this was the original
No
construction.
additions on it, there's
And no
no,
additions, and this looks like, just the way it's set up, it looks like there's been no modification to convert this from a single family to a 2-family. I think that could be persuasive.
I mean, there's certainly more evidence here than a lot of the cases we get where people are trying to say what it is, and you have gone back to the 40s, so, I mean, if there's no changes, they said it was a 2-family house back then. I mean, the deeds show that, so.
And it's gonna be a nice upgrade to this. You saw the architectural plans. It'll look very nice when it's done compared to what we have today. So it's a definite improvement.
Now, when you talk to Mr. Hoffman, he used it as a 2-family.
Yeah, they used it as a summer bungalow. That's how it started. And then they gave it to him when they were done with it. And then he used it like that for 55 years as a duplex. And he's the guy that got the septic replaced in '84. That's his name on it, for a duplex. So everything indicates duplex.
And the 1969 deed says it's a 2-family house?
Nothing
No,
says it's a
the
2-family.
No,
say
the
that.
deed,
It
the
doesn't say
69 deed comes from the family, from the father and the brother
Brother.
that were utilizing it. And that goes to Joe Hoffman, who then has it for 55 years and sells it to
All right, well, we have a tax record from 1984 that says it was a
we have an '84 septic permit that calls it out as a
Two-family.
duplex. Yeah,
Is the architect here tonight, Mr. Appley?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we can just.
Okay.
yeah, we'll
you
just
want
bring them
to-
up here quickly. That's
Your
fine.
brothers just each put half in, got them out.
which wouldn't be unusual.
Microphone's missing.
No, it's a chart.
Oh, I got it. Let's see it. Okay.
Sir, please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Your name, please?
Paulo Dantas, first name Paulo, last name Dantas, Dantas.
So, Mr. Donis, when you prepared the plans for the property that were submitted to the board, you reviewed the property and you walked through the property and
That's
did a detailed inspection of it?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so the board's interested in the construction of it and whether it's a duplex and looks like it's been a duplex since inception.
Yes,
So can you just speak to that issue?
sure. When I walked into the property, it's very evident right from the initial start. We have what's called a party wall, which made out of masonry, actually, of brick. We do have outside walls out of wood studs, with the exception of the foundation. And then all the joists, the floor joists are actually being integrated into this masonry wall. Two separate stairs, a separate stair on the right side, which goes all the way to the basement and all the way to the second floor. And then on the left unit, we also have that condition with staircase all the way from the basement all the way to the top, second floor. Two separate entrances at the rear, two separate entrances at the front facing the street.
Okay. What is the foundation constructed of, block,
No, actually, boulders.
stone?
So in your view, it appears that there's been no conversion from a one family to a two family to a duplex.
That,
Appears that this is the original construction as you viewed it.
to me, it does because it only has one main masonry walls and does not have two. And for the fact that all these joists are actually being integrated into the party wall, this had to be an initial construction of the building.
Okay, I think your testimony is good.
Thank you so much.
So again, that's all I've got. But I think, I mean, if it is original to construction, it gets us back to 1948 at least.
Yeah.
Oh, it's useful.
And I mean, I'm comfortable with that. I mean, you've done the best you can do, really. I mean, we've got it as far back as we can, so I don't have a problem with that. Is any other board member?
I'm good.
Have an issue with that? No?
I mean, I looked at the construction, it definitely looked like it was, the party wall was there for a long
Yeah.
time, you know, but however, you still have to prove
Yeah.
to a board that it was done before 59. You know, and somebody just saying it was like that, and it is a two-family versus one single-family residence area.
No,
So
no,
from
no.
a single family owning it, you know, to a totally two different family renting, it's a different perspective.
No, I get
Especially
it.
for
I
local.
totally get it, but I do think that in this situation, nobody's trying to get anything over on anybody.
Yeah,
These
no,
facts
yeah.
really dictate that we're making the right decision here.
And it's been, you know, it's the same owner, you know, it's not like there's been 7 or 8 different owners in between there where the story could, you know, the
Change,
story's
right?
pretty straight, so. I'm satisfied that you provided enough information to maintain that two-family dwelling.
Okay.
So I don't know where we are with the rest of the
Public.
application with that.
We-
Okay,
public-
was there any more? That was the
No, I
only
think we
issue?
Reviewed
Okay.
the issues.
Okay,
really.
go ahead, James.
I guess the two other issues from the second meeting, one was raised regarding the very close proximity of the neighbor's chimney to the open window on the second floor, where the existing structure is simply a cape roof with no windows. The new structure has 2 windows. I took some photos which were submitted very close to the chimney of the neighbor's property. My concern was, could there be a CO2 or a fireman no better, some kind of blow-in that could be harmful to the occupants of the building? Any further thinking on that?
Not by me, the lawyer, no, I don't know,
From the application?
but from the application that, that has, you know, has existed like that, I understand the new structure may be somewhat closer. Maybe the architect can give us some additional, that's who should answer this question. So
Yeah.
let him do that.
And I guess the second issue from the second meeting was a full bath on the first floor.
Right.
I think, you know, there was kind of a telegraph, if not to the existing people, but to future people, that may be easily converted into a third bedroom on the first floor. And I think at that time it was going to be discussed, or at least the plan was going to be reviewed to remove the tub and to do a half bath, if I recall correctly. Am I recalling those items? From the prior application?
Let's get to it.
Okay.
So, in regarding to the windows, I think from the last meeting, I said we could put picture windows so it does not become operable. Or if not satisfactory, then we just remove it, but they're just bathrooms. So we definitely could put a picture windows there.
Well, that will prevent-
Non-operable.
That will prevent CO2 leaks. from
Exactly.
coming in.
So we'll be satisfying, hopefully that condition by just putting picture windows or fixed windows without being operable.
The construction code official will.
I was
figure
gonna
that
say,
out.
we'll
He'll let
It
you
has
know.
nothing to do
Yeah.
with egress, it's just bathrooms,
yeah.
so it will be manageable that way. And then we also had discussed the second condition where the full bathroom, we're removing the tub and just making a half with the condition of approval, and we would do that.
Okay, so you're gonna
It
do that.
wasn't reflected here.
It was not reflected, but we did mention we would do a half based on condition of approval.
Okay,
Yes,
all right, very good.
thank you so much.
All right, at this time, I'd like to open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application? Seeing no one, I'll bring it back to the board. And,
This is really a finding of a pre-existing non-conforming use, so it's going to be the class 4 members
Yeah,
that participate in this.
you guys just can't vote.
And if
Okay.
you want, we can roll it all into one motion with the finding and the variance.
All right, we'll do it that way. So do I have a motion to approve the two-family use and the construction? I'll make the motion.
I'll second
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Shirley,
Yes.
Ms. Brock, Mr. Kusevich,
Yes.
Mr. Gazaluski,
Yes.
and Chairman Ray.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So our old tired duplex will be a nice new duplex. Now.
All right,
Oh,
very good.
I'm sorry.
Have a nice evening.
Thank you. All right, new application. The first new application is Anthony Nunez, block 50101, lot 20, 508 Maxim Drive. Applicant is proposing to construct an additional shed. The applicant is requesting the following variance as part of the subject, 24-15E, maximum number of accessory structures, 2 allowable, 1 is existing, and 3 are proposed. Okay,
Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, sir.
Yes,
And your name.
Anthony Nunes.
And you're one of the property owners?
Yes, I am.
tell us what you'd like to do.
Well, basically, I'm just looking for more storage in my house. My house doesn't count with a garage, and the existing shed that I have is already full. One of the main reasons is to keep my garbage cans away from the bears because they make a mess every single night. So having this extra shed, I can keep the garbage out and also keep more all my tools and outside garden inside the shed. So that's basically it.
How big is the proposed shed?
It's gonna be 8 by 12.
It falls under the 100 square feet. It's just an additional accessory structures. Any members of the board have any questions? Seeing none, I'll open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application? Seeing none, I'll close it and bring it back to the board. I think there was a letter from, good,
I was just gonna say, I just have one question from a technical review from
yeah,
John
John.
Wishke. He just referenced the
Wall height.
retaining wall height near the paver patio.
Not gonna be over 4 feet, with the wall height, is that what?
No.
Did you receive a copy of the letter?
Did you,
from him?
yeah,
Not that I remember now.
I do have a couple things on there, the technical review that, given the location to Lake Opaca, no, we don't need that one. The applicant should provide testimony if any additional construction is proposed, nothing additional proposed.
No.
Okay, and you gotta provide verification of the retaining wall height near the paver patio. Retaining walls greater than 4 feet high are considered structural walls and require stability calculations. Is that wall more than 4 feet?
No, it's actually flat what it's going to be.
I think you're looking at the wrong
Wait,
one. This is
No, this
for
is Nunez?
508 Maxim Drive.
You're looking at 113.
Yeah, I messed up. This was the one I messed up.
Oh, you know what, it's under Nunez, that's why.
Because it's under Nunez, yes.
where are we? Do we have a new?
Yes.
So that's your review for the next application, right?
Yes, yes.
So our comments for this is just verifying the storage shed height is 8 feet or under.
It's gonna be under 8 feet maximum,
8 feet.
8 feet high, yes.
And then is there any additional site work or grading?
No, no, because like I said, it's just a flat area. It's just ready to be installed.
So you agree that whatever conditions are in
Yes.
John's, okay? All right. Any questions?
Can you have a copy of the technical review to make sure he complies with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or during the permit process?
I sent it out today. I did it wrong. I sent it in the email.
They got
I
stapled. they got
put them
stapled
together,
wrong.
yes.
Yeah, that's- Okay, does anybody from the, can I have this for public here? Anybody from the public wish to comment on this application? Seeing no one from the public, I'll bring it back to the board. Wait for a motion
So moved. Second.
that you just comply with the engineer's letters. Okay?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Sherla.
Yes.
Ms. Crock.
Yes.
Mr. Kusevich.
Keith?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Spitaletto.
Yes.
Mayor Galati.
Yes.
Chairman Ray.
Yes, all right, you're good to go.
Thank you very much.
All right, next application is Stevens. There you go, Scapelstead. Block 31302, lot 6, 113 Mackin Drive. Step right up.
Please raise your right hand. Swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes,
And you're a property owner?
yes.
Okay, tell us what you did.
Well, we put up a pavilion with, some pavers on a nice little patio. Got rid of all the pitch grass was killing my knees and my back trying to mow the lawn. It was insane. So we just did, some nice landscaping and we had Meyer Stone come over and they built it. And I asked them, I said, do I need a permit? My mistake. I didn't realize that I needed it. And you guys were great. They explained everything, says, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. I had a pavilion put on top of the pavers that was done by Amish Mike's. And again, it came out beautiful, but again, this is after the fact, unfortunately. The other part was, we had a retaining wall where the septics were down by the lake. And with all the heavy rains that pretty much collapsed the rocks that were just set in there. So I had them redo the retaining wall, hold the septic in, everything. And then while we were down there, it was all grass and it was a mess. I just made a small patio area down by the lake. The existing seawall is still there. That was just all on the inside back.
Mr. Hack.
Bill, did you swear him in?
I did,
Oh, you did.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
yeah, gazebo.
It's on the patio right up there. Where the pavers are.
The upper one or the lower?
Yes, the upper one.
Oh, I see, roof overhang, I see, okay, thank you.
And your receipt of Mr. Ruskey's letter, did you receive that, the town engineer's letter?
I believe so.
There were some recommendations and it just,
Yeah, we've been back and forth.
okay, you've been in?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and you, I mean, if this application is approved, you'll comply with everything in Mr.
100%.
Ruskey's letter?
Yep.
Okay. You have anything?
Yeah, the retaining wall that was replaced, is that less than 4 feet in height?
Just about 4 feet, yeah.
Less than 4 feet, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Any questions to this? applicant? No? Okay. I'll open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board and wait for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve. I'll second it.
Mr. Bongi. Oh,
Just comply with Mr. Rushkey's letter.
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Sherla.
Yes.
Ms. Crock.
Yes.
Mr. Kusevich.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Spitaletto.
Yes.
Mayor Galati.
Yes.
Chairman Ray.
Yes. All right,
Thank you very much. You guys are the best. Thank you.
have a good night. What else we got? Next item on the agenda is an extension of a resolution. Teresa Pesky, lot 31603, lot 3, lot 22.02, 496 Riverside Road.
Raise your right hand, you swear the testimony back to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And your name, please,
Teresa Pesky.
and your property owner?
Yes.
Okay, this is just a simple extension of the resolution, right, Phil?
It is.
Or nothing's changed construction wise?
No, everything remains the same.
Okay,
We have your letter, it's undated, but indicates that you got delayed because of a problem with the contract. And you're gearing up again to move forward with the project.
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to open this application to the public. Anybody from the public wish to comment on this application? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board for a motion to approve this, extend this resolution.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Trustee Bonner.
Yes.
Mr. Sherlock.
Yes.
Ms. Crock.
Yes.
Mr. Kusevich.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yeah.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Spitaletto.
Yes.
Mayor Galati.
Yes.
Chairman Ray.
Abstain. Okay, you're good to go.
Okay.
All right, do you want the meeting open to the public, then we'll handle that after you go?
Mhm.
Okay, at this time, I'll open the meeting to the public. Does anybody from the public have any comments or questions of the land use board? Seeing none, I'll close it to the public and bring it back to the board. At this time, we'd like to go into executive session.
We make have a motion to
motion.
go into executive session to discuss pending litigation.
Do I have that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Giovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Sherlock.
Yes.
Ms. Crock.
Yes.
Mr. Kusevich.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Spitaletto.
Yes.
Ms. Mayor Galati.
Yes.
Chairman Ray.
Yes. Okay, we just gonna wait for the, everybody to clear out.
Yes. Mhm.
Paula, yes. Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Sherlock.
Yes.
Ms. Crock.
Yes.
Mr. Kusevich.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes. I think we have. to
Councilman
open-
Smith.
Yes.
We have to open the public.
Mr. Spitaletto.
Yes.
Mayor Galati.
Yes.
Chairman Ray.
Yes.
Was I too
Okay.
slow?
You aging.
You have to motion to go open.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
stuff.
Is there people out there?
Yeah.
We
No,
already
you
opened?
just have to go.
I know
motion to
one
go
people
open.
who's out there. Yeah.
We had a motion to go open.
Bill's wife.
Have a motion to go open?
Open the meeting.
I'll make the motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second to go open.
You need a motion and a second to go open, Amy,
Okay,
and a vote.
and I'm sorry, who was the first? Oh, we opened, we
I'll
got
make
that
the
one.
motion.
So we opened.
Close the executive session. Now we have.
Now we have to open it. Okay. Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Sherlock.
Yes.
Ms. Crock.
Yes.
Mr. Kusevich.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
And then you can let Judy have. it.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Spitaletto.
Yes.
Mayor Galati.
Yes.
Chairman Ray.
Yes. Okay, Judy.
Anybody?
Motion to adjourn.
Well, you already opened it to the public,
Okay, all right,
so we're done.
okay.
All right.
Thank you.